Hvaljeni su si Marija, poštovani gledatelji, gledate emisiju Vidljivi tragovi. Početkom korizme već tradicionalno započinje i korizmena inicijativa 40 dana za život. Njihovoj borbi za pravo na život svakog začetog djeteta pridružujemo se večeras i mi ovom emisijom. Večeras ćete naime gledati dokumentarni film Rekli su nam da neće preživjeti, o djeci koju su liječnici htjeli pobaciti zbog njihove dijagnoze. Producent ovog višestruko nagrađivanog filma je neprofitna udruga Pro-Life Champions, koja je u susretu sa ženama u kriznim trudnoćama naišla na mnoga negativna iskustva s liječnicima koji bi često čak i zbog najmanje anomalije poticali trudnice na pobačaj. U ovom 30-minutnom dokumentarnom filmu 12 obitelji svjedoči o svojim negativnim iskustvima i često potpuno krivim dijagnozama, zbog kojih su ih liječnici uvjeravali da takva djeca ionako neće preživjeti. Sve obitelji prikazane u filmu odlučile su se, bez obzira na posljedice, za život i rodili svoju djecu. I očevi i majke u filmu svjedoče kako se to pokazalo ispravnim, jer su im upravo ta djeca u obitelj donijela veliki Božji blagoslov. Pa pogledajmo.
My name is Nancy, and I felt encouraged to terminate my pregnancy.
My name is Rosa Alejandro, and I felt pressured to abort my child.
My name is Renee Redmond, and I was pressured to abort my child.
My name is Brad, and we were pressured to abort our child.
I was shocked. My fifth child, and I had never been approached like that, never talked to like that, never encouraged to abort. But with disability, we were.
Actually, I remember the doctor coming in and encouraged us at that point, since the baby wasn't going to live, to have an abortion.
I was told that my daughter was incompatible with life.
I was told that my child is incompatible with life.
I was told my baby was incompatible with life.
I was told my child was incompatible with life.
So I think there are a few reasons why doctors might immediately, maybe even enthusiastically, offer termination as the first knee-jerk response.
Doctor told us that he didn't go to medical school for this, and because he saw this as a pregnancy that wasn't going to go, that wasn't going to be a viable birth.
When we found out that her diagnosis was trisomy 18, we were told that it was incompatible with life.
It's definitely a hubris. I know more, I can play God, I can decide. The quality of life is not worth it here. And these patients hang on doctors' every word.
I got a phone call at work. I answered my line, and it was the doctor. And very coldly, he said, "I'm sorry, your fetus is going to die."
Abortion was strongly encouraged because he basically kept telling me that, the baby wasn't going to have what he referred to as a normal life. It was very obvious that he didn't think a child with Down syndrome should be born.
I think a lot of people feel like, why would we treat somebody like Faith? Why would somebody like that want to live?
I've been in conversations with obstetricians where this is the crux of the conversation. Look what this child's going to do to that family. They're going to tear this family apart. They feel like they're doing the family a service, recommending a termination.
That's what he said. It would ruin our marriage. It was going to ruin our 4 other children. It was going to ruin our finances.
And he was telling us how horrible it was. And he says, well, we need to go ahead and set you up to terminate this pregnancy at 31 weeks.
I think it's easy to assume that abortion is the best answer because You take care of the problem, which is a profound disability, and you move on.
Life with Cody is amazing. Life with Cody is not too much different than what it was been like raising our typical children. He is a toddler that wants to learn and grow and have fun and be crazy, and there's nothing we would change about him. We had Cameron and Carson, boy-girl twins. They're 7 years old now. And then when they were almost 4, Cody came along. We found out that Cody had Down syndrome when I was 22 weeks pregnant. And we found out just in a routine doctor's appointment. The first thing she said is, "I'm sorry, I can't believe I have to tell you this." She made it sound so sad and that things were gonna be awful. And so I obviously had a look of just terrified look on my face. And so immediately she said, "Well, you have the option to terminate the pregnancy." At no point was I given options of resources or families that had children with Down syndrome. I was never given any hope. I was never given any encouragement. It was all negative and just seemed like a life that would be altering in a negative way.
I thought my life, our lives were done. I felt like we were not the parents, that were going to be meant to be taking care of a kid with special needs, that's for sure.
We had this perfect little life with our boy and our girl, and they were healthy and life was moving along. We both have careers, and we thought that having a child with special needs would ruin all that. So when you receive a diagnosis that your child's going to have Down syndrome, it is totally normal to be scared, to be sad, to be mad, because you are grieving the loss of the child you thought you were going to have.
One defining moment for me was after we had been told the diagnosis, we went back in for an ultrasound, and I remember looking on the screen and seeing this baby, this living creature inside, and that's definitely at the point that I knew. I was like, there's no turning this around. This is gonna be our baby. I still remember the first time as a baby, Cody smiling, and we were getting him to giggle a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a baby, and he's gonna be awesome. So I think you just have to learn to accept who they are and what they're gonna be, and it's a beautiful thing.
He's just so cute and happy and friendly that we actually get more positive attention with him, and we're not embarrassed of him. He's not altered our life. Having 3 kids alters your life, but having a child with Down syndrome, it's not, we still can do everything that we want to do. It just looks a little different. So Cody loves music and dancing, and he memorizes hand motions to every song after watching him on the iPad, and he loves gymnastics, and he's strong and can hang on the monkey bars and do all these physical activities, and he is especially cute and has an amazing smile.
He wakes up before anybody else in the house because he gets on the bus early, and
he's excited for the school bus, and he's just happy to be alive. Cody doesn't know any different life, so he lives life to the fullest.
We are so proud of our Cody. We're proud of who he is and how he lights up a room, and he's awesome. And he's the only person that comes to the door when I get home at night.
So I would just want parents and moms to know that they don't have to be afraid, and it is a wonderful, amazing journey and a gift that is unexpected, but it's a gift. It's a gift to be a mom of a child with Down syndrome.
What would I want to say to a mom of a child with Down syndrome, or who's pregnant with a child with Down syndrome? Oh my gosh, it's going to be a wild, awesome ride. I remember just being so petrified of of starting this new life. I knew I was going to take care of my baby, but how is she going to be perceived by the world? Because there's so much negativity surrounding this diagnosis. Doctors know textbook Down syndrome. They don't know the life of a child with Down syndrome and the amazement and the beauty and the potential and everything that they have beyond what's in those textbooks. And I know textbook Down syndrome is scary. That's not something you'd wish on somebody. But then when you see it in action here, when you see that true love, that unconditional love, it's something that you're gonna wanna fight for. I started Gigi's Playhouse and I just wanted to take away some of the negatives about with Down syndrome. I wanted people to see the beauty. I wanted them to see the potential. I wanted parents not to have to be so afraid of what that diagnosis is and that their life is going to be over. And I wanted a place of celebration. I wanted a place of education and inspiration and empowerment where they were gonna walk in and know they're never gonna be on this journey alone, that we are gonna help them every step of the way, and that their baby is worth celebrating and their life is worth celebrating. And that's what Gigi's is about. It's about empowerment and about celebration. It's about achievement, getting out there, setting goals and reaching them. So the goal of Gigi University is to really teach them career skills, teach them real world skills. So like Aubrey graduated from Gigi University. She then did an 18-week internship here at our store, Hugs and Mugs, and then we found her a job out in the community.
I work at the Deer Park movie theater, and I sweep the theaters after people are done watching a movie, and then I say thank you for coming to the movie and hope that you have a nice day. The one thing I would love to tell anyone around the world is don't give up on anything, even if it's your dreams, your ambitions, the things that you want to do in life. You just do it because you do it, and you don't let anyone stop you. You fight hard, you stand up for yourself. And Nancy is my biggest motivator.
It's really helping them make their dreams come true. I just wish that the doctors would give these kids a chance. You know, come visit a Gigi's Playhouse, see what it's all about, see our kids succeeding. I understand where they're coming from. Like many doctors only saw Gigi when she was sick. They didn't see her singing the national anthem in front of 40,000 people at the Cubs game.
Oh, the
One of the things that's really amazing about kids with trisomy 18 in particular is they're the happiest kids. When you look at the pictures in the medical journals of trisomy 18, you see kids that are having breathing trouble that look horrible. You don't see kids like Faith that are like smiling and happy and laughing. And so you don't, even from that perspective, you don't get a feel for what these kids are like. Yeah.
Faith, when she wakes up, she usually starts the day either talking or singing. She likes to sing in bed, kind of rock around and clap, all by herself.
There you go. You got it. One-handed.
It was always our dream to have children together when we got married, and Faith was no exception. So we went in for the ultrasound. They saw what they called soft signs of abnormality.
The potential for it.
Potential for it. So they're seeing things that they go, well, normally when we see this, it could mean some type of chromosomal abnormality. That's when we first found out. Then we went to a geneticist to get it described. Yes, we did.
And I said, so what's the point? Can you do anything can you fix something if you find there's a problem? Well, no. I said, well, then what's the reason? Well, if you want to terminate.
It was a tough appointment, but I think one of the things that we learned was that that thought process was even out there, because I was shocked. My fifth child, and I had never been approached like that, never talked to like that, never encouraged to abort. But with disability, we were.
As a parent, you feel trapped. You feel overwhelmed, you feel trapped, you don't think you can do anything else.
And they're the expert in the field at that point. So you're believing what people, you know, they have the degree, they've been working with kids like this, you believe, and you just don't know any different. He said she was incompatible with life, though she was living in my womb at the time, and fatal fetal anomaly, and now Faith is 10 and a half. Not fetal, and obviously not fatal.
I will often walk through the numbers with people that, with trisomy 18, so 90% or more of these children are aborted. So that's 100 children, let's imagine, in the womb that have been diagnosed. 90 of them will be killed by their own parents. Now, after you have these 10 left alive who are born alive, the typical numbers for it are 90% will not make it to their first birthday. So by age 1, you went from 100 to 1. So, I mean, that's a frightening, I don't know what else you can say but call that genocide. Because we've been able to prove with the doctors' help that we've had here that these children can live. In fact, when they get the care, 90% will survive, not die. So it tells you everything you need to know about what they're doing. It's neglect. It's complete, as we like to say, lethal neglect. They will not take care of them. They'll starve them, overdose them, you know, withhold care from them, not treat them. It's frightening to me what is done to these children. It really is frightening.
So
because we've seen it over and over and over. We've been doing this for 10 years, so it's just scary. And you'd think you'd get used to it, but it's maddening every time. Huh? You got it?
Gosh, she loves walking around, being with her family, plays with the neighbor kids come over, she's on her swing set with them. She has occupational therapy, physical therapy, horse riding therapy, which is our absolute favorite. She just did a 4-H showing and she got 6th place and a trophy. She loves music. Gosh, even when we're at church, you know, they're starting with the music and she is dancing big.
Oh, she loves music. Yes, yeah.
She loves her siblings. Gosh, she lights up when they come in the room. She leans toward them. She's very loving.
Faith is just a huge role in my life. She's always been there for me. Whenever secret I want to tell her, I can tell her. We play ball. We go on swings together. We have sleepovers sometimes. Those are special occasions. We walk. We take walks together sometimes, right?
It's such a joy to watch her walk when we were told she would never walk. It's such a joy to see her laugh and interact and chase her siblings with her gait trainer. And I just realized that type of love has built our whole family. You know, sometimes there's a person in the family that everybody's like a magnet to, and she's pretty much that person in the family. She's a blessing not only to us, but it will be a blessing to society because we get good at caring for the sick or those who need help. And then one day when we need help, we've already learned how to do it, and so have our other kids. So it's not a tragedy because every child has special needs, and every child is a gift. What a gift from God. And you know, a lot of those mothers haven't heard congratulations yet. Nobody in the room has said congratulations. What a beautiful baby. There's something beautiful about every person, and it's taught us to find those.
We had just been married a few months, and we were expecting our first child in less than a year after being married. So, you know, it was amazing in part because we got married, you know, later than most people.
I was at a 20-week doctor visit and had agreed to some blood testing of the baby to see whether there were any abnormalities. We'd already told our OB that no matter what would happen throughout the pregnancy, we would embrace a child no matter what. So there was a blood test that showed an abnormality. And I got a call from the doctor's office encouraging me to come quickly for a follow-up ultrasound. And that raised some alarms. I remember calling you.
Yes,
and
I do
saying,
remember that they were kind of really pressing to have it done within the week.
Yeah, within a couple of days, I think. And without giving me any more explanation, I was compliant and trusted the doctor's judgment, so I went in for that follow-up ultrasound.
I remember the doctor coming in and explaining that the brain wouldn't be fully formed and the child would have a very short life, if not die in the womb, and encouraged us at that point, since the baby wasn't going to live, to have an abortion.
It was surprising that we felt such a push to end the baby's life early.
It certainly made it very clear that there was only one decision, and that was to love our child as we would do with any child, just the same. You know, in this case, our daughter would have a very short life, but would be loved no less than one that would have a full life. And I would argue she had a full life. It was shorter, but it was very full.
We found a doctor who was wonderfully supporting of our decision. He told us that he'd be honored to take care of me and to deliver our baby, and instilled in us that confidence that we could do this no matter what, because he'd done it before, and he thought our child was as precious as any child that was delivered perfectly healthy.
To hear that support and perspective was exactly what we needed to hear. And we're very, very fortunate for the support system that we've had.
In those days and weeks before she was born, I didn't have the things to do that a lot of expectant moms have, right? I didn't need to paint the nursery anymore. I didn't need to shop for diapers and baby clothes. So I wanted something to do. And so I decided I was going to make her a gown to be baptized in. And then I knew that it would be the gown that she would be buried in, because I wouldn't get to shop for her wedding dress with her. And it was my way of giving her something very special for her to take with her to eternity.
When she was born, we had her baptized immediately. We had a lot of family there.
It was a celebration in many ways. We made arrangements for our family members to be there with us, and we introduced her to them because she was a part of this big happy family that we had, and we wanted people to know her and to love her and to feel the love that she gave them, and to remember her as a person that had a place in our family as much as any of the rest of us did. So it was, there were tears in the room because we knew we wouldn't be spending many days or years with this child, but it was also full of love.
It was certainly a great moment, and one that we never could have anticipated that would be that joyful.
We had a wonderful support network at the hospital where our baby was born. The nurses and our doctor were so sensitive and compassionate toward us. They were there to make sure that we were able to really enjoy every moment that we had.
She was with us for about 30 hours, born late on a Wednesday and passed away early on a Friday in our arms.
We were so grateful to be able to be with her in person to receive the love that she gave us. You know, she squeezed my finger and I would stroke her cheek and she smiled at me. She nursed for a while and she loved everybody in that room that met her. And I would also advise parents facing a decision like this, a diagnosis like this, to seek out other people who have been down this road before and the services that are out there to support families in these kinds of crises. We were so grateful to have met with another family before Mary Grace was born, and they had been through almost an identical situation. And meeting them face to face and talking with them about their experience, seeing how peaceful they were about it all, so we knew what to expect. I would say love that child unconditionally and love that child until the end of that child's natural life. And you will never regret the love that you gave.
And I think really to love that child as you would want to be loved yourself.
This having challenges in our life serves a purpose, and it makes us better people, and it prepares us to help other people down the road who are facing the same situation, and it makes us more compassionate. It certainly has made me more loving.
I've gotten way more compassionate with kids like Faith, because I've just dealt with her so much. It's a lot easier to look at kids with disabilities and say, wow, they're beautiful, they're just special and unique.
She's made us better, all of us. I mean, her siblings will tell you. I mean, we've watched them. Again, we were told that it's going to destroy our other children. They are better young men and women because of, I wish I had their compassion.
If you're having a really tough day, I'll tell you what, just get a hug from Rebecca and everything melts away. It's like a magic touch that just makes everything all right, and it puts things into perspective. Sure, we live life differently than other people. We have a different norm, but it's not a bad thing.
These kids teach you things that you could never learn anywhere else.
He gives us so much hope that if he can overcome all these things and still be a happy, loving boy, what can we as parents not do to overcome?
I look at my son Cody every day and look him in the eye and experience his fullness of life and his energy and think, I cannot imagine that anybody would not want to be your parent.
I don't know how long we have with him, but I thank God every day that I do have him. I'm not sure if everybody could go through this, but he chose us for a reason. And Jason is here with a purpose. And maybe it's to bring more love to the world.
Not many people with Down syndrome can rap, and that's my passion. I can actually do that.
Do you have something you can do off the fly?
Yeah, I guess I can. Oh my, how did you go that fast? But you just gotta know to go with the flow, to go with the glow, because you know you gotta glow up in the nighttime when you see the night sky. When you see it, that's my only limit into what I see. Because you know I'm gonna be on glee when I see someone with Down syndrome. I know what they can do because of their possibilities, and that they have no impossibilities.
Very good.
Thank you.
Nadamo se da su vas pogledana svjedočanstva ohrabrila za novi život i potaknula na molitvu i borbu za život svakog začetog djeteta. Do idućeg puta, lijep pozdrav!
uzoriti. Idemo.
Pogledi hladni prate te, željezne riječi donose okove, tišinu nijemih hodnika. Suze bez pravde likuje, ostaješ tih i uspravan, Kristovoj crkvi odan do kraja, a pobjeda samo nebu pripada. Kardinale, katolasidovi pjevaju pjesmu o posljednjoj obrani. Umorne usne Bogu se predajem i nomine domini uz narod ostaje. I vidi se u očima slobodna Hrvatska toliko željena. U križu tajna skrivena, pod njime neman crvena, zgažena molitvom svojih usana, a pobjeda samo nebu pripada. Kardinale, katolasidovi pjevaju pjesmu o posljednjoj obrani. Umorne usne Bogu se predajem i nomine domini uz narod ostajem. Ako zašutimo, pričat će kamenje. Raste novo znamenje i ubit tijelo možete da se povijest ponavlja, ali riječ koja stvori nas, riječ je što sve obnavlja. Alej Gorija, pitam rado, Alej Gorija, propatria. Kardinale, katolasidovi pjevaju pjesmu o posljednjoj obrani. Umorne usne Bogu se predajem i nomine domini uz narod ostaje. Kardinale, katolasidovi pjevaju pjesmu o posljednjoj obrani. Umorne usne Bogu se predajem i nomine domini uz narod ostaje.